And joining us now on the Drive Time podcast is the 18th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, new Dolphins offensive lineman, Austin Jackson. Austin, congratulations and welcome to Miami, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to be a part of the family.
We are excited to have you down here. How does it feel now? The whole process finally complete, combine, pro days, all that crazy stuff. Now you're a Miami Dolphin. The process is over. Time to get to work. How do you feel?
I feel great. I'm excited. These last couple months have been great, but it's been the tiring process and it's been a lot of moving parts and uncertainty. But I'm a lot more comfortable now knowing I got a place I can call home and grind. Put some together with some special guys.
Are you familiar with the East Coast, going from left coast to the East Coast now?
Not familiar with the East Coast at all, but I'm down to learn.
Well, you're staying in the sunshine though, so you got that going for you.
Yeah, still beaches.
Yeah, exactly. We got some beautiful beaches down here in South Florida. As far as the player on the football field, Austin, what are the Dolphins getting in you?
They're getting a guy that knows how to come in and day out and put the work in. Not just about bettering myself, but trying to help out the whole team. Really, I think winning as a team and on and off the field is what helps us the most. So I'm looking to put as much work in as I can and try to get to know as many guys on the team as I can and put some together.
So you're an invite to the virtual NFL draft, a different experience from what other classes in the past have had to go through. But you get the phone call from the Miami Dolphins. You're there with your loved ones. What was that phone call like from Brian Flores and Chris Greer?
It's unbelievable, just sitting there watching the draft, watching people get their names called, and then all of a sudden, you're next. Your name's getting called next. It's beautiful. Very glad for it. I'm excited. And I'm glad I could share it with my loved ones.
Do you have any certain role models or players that maybe you like to model your game after as a left tackle?
Yeah, just growing up and being a West Coast kid, and watching O-line play. I've always watched Tyron Smith. Just it's a bunch of USC greats. Anthony Munoz, Sam Baker. The list goes on and on and on. So I watched a lot of those guys.
So you just finished up your third season there at USC. And by now, I think a lot of people know about an incredible story with your background and a relationship with your sister, Autumn, who needed a bone marrow transplant in order to kind of beat this really rare bone marrow disease that she has. What did it mean to you to be able to go ahead and do that and step up for her?
It meant a lot to me. That's like part of my heart and soul right there. Just growing up together and, just having the opportunity to help her, in ways I never thought I could. It just means a lot to me. And, I'm really glad I could have done that for her.
How is she doing now?
She's great. She's a couple months out from being declared a full recovery since her transplant. So it's great.
What was that moment like for the two of you when you got the draft call and you got to kind of enjoy it with her?
It was unbelievable. We're both excited. Everybody's yelling and jumping. And it's just a great time.
And how do you think that whole situation, the last year, I'm sure it's been very hectic on you, obviously not really having much of an off season to work out to prepare for the 2019 season there at USC. How do you think that grind and that adversity kind of prepared you for making the next step here to the professional level?
That's adversity is a part of life and, also a huge part of football. I feel like, battling the things I went through to help my sister and also get on the field are just, everyday adversities that everyone has to go through. You just got to keep looking forward and, keep moving forward no matter what's going on in front of you.
And as far as being back on the football field, playing the offensive line position, do you have a favorite pass set and also a favorite running call that the offense calls and it gets Austin Jackson just fired up in the huddle?
Yeah. My favorite pass sets would always be third down. That's when the defensive end is going to, try to run with their head cut off. They're going to throw their best move, try to get you on whatever. But, shutting that down is probably my favorite. I'd say my favorite run play is probably, any power play where, tackle ends up pulling, on the backer.
and you ran a 5:07:40 time at the combine. You jumped 31 inches on the vertical jump, 115 on the broad jump. Those all ranked Austin in the top 80th percentile of your position, and 27 bench reps with 34.5-inch arms. What do you think is your best overall trait?
My best overall trait?
Yeah.
I'd say my athleticism. I feel like I have the athleticism and the strength accompanied with that to, move around people, move through people, mirror people. I feel like that's one of my best traits.
And when you did those 27 bench reps, I'm really curious because, like we mentioned, you didn't have much of a chance for a strength program in the off season. How long did it take you to get up to that point? And what point are you at now on the bench?
Man, since the season, really, I've been trying to strengthen up my strength process, my recovery, get my bench, my squat, all that stuff up, get as strong as possible, and just been grinding. So I say since then, was what led me to get to the 27 reps on bench, and then now I haven't maxed 225 since the combine, but I'm pretty sure I could put up like 30 plus for sure.
It's one of those things you'll never have to do again as far as like testing it and whatnot. Same thing with all those drills in Indianapolis. And speaking of Indianapolis, I want to ask you a question or read you a quote that you said at your media availability, Austin. You said, "I have a work ethic unlike any other. I see what needs to be fixed within myself, and I'm able to correct it and improve." That's a really mature quote for a very young man like yourself. Where does that kind of maturity come from?
It just comes from, just I don't know. I just been that way my whole life. I've been raised by wonderful people in my family, and they just always tell me to look forward and try to think what matters most to you, and most importantly, just never be too comfortable, never be uncomfortable to get in your faith and pray when things are rough and you need guidance. So, definitely look to the Lord for that too.
And you mentioned coming from a place of love with your family, a family that's really full of football players in your past. But you're the highest drafted one. Is that bragging rights for you and the Jackson family?
I'm not a big bragging rights guy, unless we're talking about UCLA. So, I think we're all really happy for me.
Absolutely. And I'm sure they would be picked 18th in the draft. Speaking of being picked 18th, the Dolphins' first pick was Tua Tagovailoa. How much are you looking forward to blocking for that guy?
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really excited for it. I've seen him on film, seen him in games. He's a great athlete, and, looking forward to, coming in with him, and so we can both work towards, being the best we can be, and, getting around a great group of guys and working towards the same goals.
All right, so when you get to South Florida, there's plenty to do. You're a USC guy, Southern California guy. If we're looking to find Austin Jackson on his day off, where are we going to find you at?
On his day off?
For fun.
Man, for fun, I'll probably check out a beach or something, see how the Florida beaches are compared to Cali.
There you go. Well, you can't go wrong with that in South Florida. It's absolutely beautiful in that regard. You're going to love it. Welcome to Miami, Austin. Congratulations, big time, man. We're happy to have you.
Thank you.